Good day, everyone. I am Richel Dilauron from BSc English 2, your reporter for today. My topic for today is all about the Lesson 9 works of RIZAL. But before that, let's identify who is Dr. Jose Rizal. Dr. Jose Rizal is a man of letter. Rizal is known best for his writing. His novels were the reason for sparking a revolution. He was also a man who wrote a lot to his friends, family, colleagues, fellow reformers, and many more. Aside from all the prose he became known for, he also produced poems expressing the deepest desire of his heart that no essay, letter, or novel could materialize. Now let's discover the 8 important literary works of Dr. Jose Rizal. The first one is To the Filipino Youth. Rizal composed this literary poetry to the Filipino youth while he was still a student at the University of Santo Tomas, UST. Rizal submitted this poem for a poetry competition for Filipinos held by the Manila Lyceum of Art and Literature in its original Spanish translation, A la Juventud Filipina. This 18-year-old work is brimming with powerful ideas that aim to persuade readers and young people, especially that they are the nation's future. Additionally, he emphasizes the value of education for one's future. As the winner, Rizal received a certificate, a silver pen rather, in the shape of a feather, and other prizes. The next work of Dr. Jose Rizal is Goodbye, Leonor. With his adored Leonor Rivera, Rizal had a romantic relationship that is explored in the literary work Goodbye to Leonor. At the age of 13, Rivera was in the province of Dagupan when the two first met. Despite the fact that Rivera's parents opposed the relationship and that they live apart due to the distance, the two stayed in touch by writing letters and sending each other images. Later, Rizal learned that her lady love was getting married to Henry Kipping, and he was undoubtedly disappointed by the information. He wrote this depressing poetry as a result of his lonely, heartbreaking feelings. The next literary work of Rizal is To the Young Ladies of Malolos. Rizal wrote a letter entitled To the Young Ladies of Malolos, addressed to Filipino women, in which he reflected on his heritage and reminded them of important things. Throughout this literary work, he highlights the qualities that Filipino mothers should possess, the duties of wife to their husbands and children, and the counsel on how young women should choose their lifetime partners. He addresses all kinds of Filipino women, including mothers, wives, and even single women. He inspired to write this letter by the Malolos ladies who triumph in the struggle they engage in. Rizal counsels women to uphold their respect and dignity, pursue education, and lead honorable lives in order to set an example for others. The next work of Dr. Jose Rizal is Kundiman. A kundiman is a term used to describe a love song in which a man serenades his beloved. According to academics, this word was originated from the Tagalog proverb, kung hindi man, or if it should not be so, which implies that people have faith in the higher power that determines whether or not something is intended for them. But Rizal expressed his fervent love for his motherland in a condiman in his literary works. His deep aspiration that the Philippines would one day be free from betrayal and injustice are reflected in this piece. While he was in Europe, the nation was under serious threat. He also expresses his optimistic ideas through this art, while be, through this art while being far from his native nation. The fifth work of Dr. Jose Rizal is Junto al Pasig, which translates to Beside Pasig River in English. It is the answer to the Jesuits' request. Rizal created this Spanish language one-act drama for the Velada, a lavish variety show held during the major feast days. Diosdado, a young Filipino with a deep belief in the Virgin, and the Diwata or Satan, who represents the Spanish oppression of Filipinos. This is the focus of the drama. The play was performed on December 8, 1880, and the Philippines' national hero wrote it in tribute to Our Lady of Peace and the UST. Its theme emphasizes Christianity, good versus evil, and paganism. The sixth work of Dr. Jose Rizal is the Noli Me Tangere. Noli Me Tangere, a well-known book of Rizal that is still in the high demand, is a classic of Philippine literature. It is also translated as Touch Me Not. Because of his unwavering passion for his nation, Rizal authored the book to highlight the problems with Philippine society at the time of Spanish colonization. Because of the illegal behaviors portrayed in the book during that time, the Spaniards forbade the Filipinos from reading it. However, they were unable to entirely outlaw it, and as more Filipinos read the book, it made them aware of how the friars were mistreating them. You can read about Crisostomo Ibarra's life, his interactions with the Spanish government, and how he planned his retaliation in this revolutionary novel. The next work of Dr. Jose Rizal is the El Filibusterismo. This is the follow-up to Rizal's debut novel, Noli Me Tangere. In contrast to the optimistic tone of the previous novel, El Filibusterismo, The Reign of the Greed, has a darker tone as it describes the problem facing the nation and the protagonist's attempts to bring about change. 13 years after the events of the Noli Me Tangere, the revolutionary protagonist Crisostomo Ibarra is now going by the alias Simon, a successful jewelry magnate. The book was outlawed in the nation at the time because it depicts Spanish mistreatment, corruption, and prejudice towards Filipinos. Rizal dedicated his second book to the Gamburza, 3 Filipino priests who were hanged for submersion, and those are named Mariano Gomez, Jose Apolonio Burgos, and Jacinto Zamora. Both of Rizal's 2 works, which are now regarded as his literary masterpieces, inadvertently contributed to the Philippine Revolution. The last work of Dr. Jose Rizal is the Mi Ultimo Adios. Rizal was detained and ultimately given a firing squad death sentence for sedition and rebellion after being connected to the Katipuneros. Rizal used letters to tell his compatriots and motherland farewell during his last days in Fort Santiago of Manila. One of Rizal's few final compositions is the Mi Ultimo Adios, or My Last Farewell. Some historical reports suggest that he penned the poem on the night before he was executed, while the others assert that he did it a few days before his passing on December 30, 1896 in Manila. However, his close friend and fellow reformist, Mariano Ponce, came up with the title because the poem had no assigned title. Today, Rizal's literary creations, specifically his two novels, Noli Me Tangere and El Filibusterismo, remain relevant and are still being studied by the academics and other experts. In the Philippines, several colleges and institutions even mandate that their students take a course that focuses on Rizal's life and literary output. The work of the nation's national hero, in short, ensures that he will always be revered and remembered for his role in achieving Philippine independence. That includes the topic under the Lesson 9, Works of Dr. Jose Rizal. I am Richel D. Lauron from BSE English 2, your reporter for today. Thank you for listening. God bless.